Hi, this is James from Life of Sports Games, and today I'm going to show a pitching tutorial for pine tar baseball. I'm not actually going to do a replay today, this is just a tutorial. I'm going to show first the basic pitcher modifier table. This is what comes with the game. And how it works, the pitchers have grades, A+, A, all the way through G. There is an M, it's not often used. What you do is you have pitching checks on die rolls of 0, 5, 10, derivatives of 5 all the way up to 50. And those are off the batting card. So when you get a roll that's a 5 or a 10, and then you read the result off the batter card, and let's say the result is a base hit, you find the outcome down here. So here's 1B for single, and then you find the pitcher grade. Now we'll say the opposing pitcher is a C, so you go up, you find the C, and you scroll over to the left, and you find the new outcome, new result. So that changes the single to a double. That's all there really is to it. And then there's a few things to keep track of. For your A+, A, and B pitchers, anytime first base is occupied and you get a hitting outcome of a walk, that becomes ball 2 instead, and then you re-roll off the same batter card. And if you get another walk, then that becomes ball 2, but because you already had ball 2, it's ball 4. So that helps A+, A, and B pitchers a great deal more than you would realize. Now there is kind of one unique circumstance. Let's see, okay, if you had, say, a B grade pitcher, and there's a runner on first, and the batting outcome is a single, and you do a pitching check, and you scroll up, and you find B there for your pitcher, and it's a walk, but because there's a runner already on first, that becomes ball 2. So the ball 2 does apply to outcomes that were turned into a walk from like a single or something else. So that's kind of important there. And then I'm just going to show a pitcher card. This is Scott McGregor from the 1979 set, Baltimore. And so here's his grade. There are splits for all pitchers will have home-away splits, so away and home. But only starters have third time through the order splits. So when there's 2 for away and 2 grades for home, that's the one to the right is the third time through the order split, and the one to the left is what his grade is at the start of the game. So you can see McGregor actually gets stronger as the game progresses, which is an anomaly. It's very uncommon. Most pitchers fatigue and they go down or stay at the best. They usually just stay even. So McGregor, when he's on the road, he starts out as an A. Then once you're the third time through the order, in other words, the leadoff guy's third plate appearance, then he's an A+. He goes up for the rest of the game. And if he's on the road, he starts out as a C, and the third time through the order he goes down to a B. And then down here, that's a special rating. This is optional. When you're new to the game, I would just use the pitching grades and the pitching table and not worry about this box here. What it is it fine-tunes a pitcher's strikeout to walk ratio, and NC means no change, so McGregor is pretty much within the league average for that year. Other pitchers would have say a BB 55, 77. What that means is that a die roll of 55 and 77 automatically becomes a base on balls, or it could be a strikeout 55 or a strikeout 77. And then it would automatically become a strikeout, and it overrides the batting outcome. Whatever the batting outcome would say gets overridden. The other interesting thing on a B grade, what I was talking about earlier, where if first base is occupied, it's a base on ball. If you have a B, A, or A plus pitcher that normally gets that break on the balls, on the walks, say if McGregor was away as an A grade and he was rated BB 55 down here, on that roll of 55, that automatically becomes a walk, and it doesn't get the break. If first base was occupied, even though he's an A, any outcome that's changed down here is final. It overrides anything. It overrides the ball 2 rule here for, A, B, and A plus pitchers. Down here you have your balk and wild pitch. And so that happens on batting outcome rolls of 99 potentially. And if you get a 99 roll for the hitter, then you have to re-roll, and if it's, I don't know if you can see this, but it's 28/62. So if you rolled a 27, it would be a balk. If you rolled a 29, it would be a wild pitch because it goes over into the 62 range, and then from 63 to 99, it's just a ball, and you re-roll for that same batter again, so no wild pitch occurs or a balk. And obviously, there has to be a runner on for this to happen. So if you get a 99 off the batter card, you don't need to even check the pitcher because it's just a ball. You can't have a wild pitch without a base runner. So that's that. And then down here is maximum innings pitch. And I should maybe start up here. So this pitcher is a starter and reliever, and the 23 just shows that he started 23 games. There might be seasons where I don't have how many games are started, but there is always going to be whether he starts or relieves or does one or both. And so because he does both, there's 2 values here. The one with the asterisk is always for when he's a reliever, and the one without the asterisk to the left is for when he starts. So he can pitch 7 innings, but he can get, and this is just a guideline. I mean, so you can definitely add house rules, or however, and it's kind of based on, my pitcher use is kind of based on modern seasons. And so what I do, if he allows 2 runs or less over 7 innings, he can automatically pitch another inning. So that would take him into the 8th. And then no matter what he does in the 8th, there's an optional rule that I use all the time, and that's where he can just keep going beyond his 7 innings plus his 1 bonus inning, 8 innings. He can still pitch until he allows a base runner. So he can get a complete game that way. The 2 run limit, that's kind of a modern level. If you're using a pitcher from a different era, you might want to bump up the 2 runs to 3 runs and allow him to pitch a bonus inning after 7, even if he's allowed 3 runs or less instead of 2. But so when I write rules like that, it's kind of like just a guideline. I don't mean it to be set in stone, because I have people ask me, how come you can't go beyond 7? Well, you can, but it's totally based on his actual innings pitched. So I took his actual innings pitch, his actual game starts, divided that into his innings pitched, and you come up with like 6.8 whatever, and you round it to 7. So basically he goes 7 innings, and on average. Let's see, I think all the other ratings, I'm just talking about pitching today, so I'm not going to get into anything else not related to pitching. The other key though is if he throws left or right, because that determines the matchup. And if you want to play matchups, the batters have VS left-handed pitcher and VS right-handed pitcher, and sometimes the splits are dramatic, sometimes they're very small, but there are times where you'd want to bring in maybe even a worse grade pitcher that was throwing left-handed instead of the right-handed pitcher who had a higher grade because of the matchup.